there sits the 1735M 2019. It's got almost 40 hours on it. And I'll do a 50-hour review on the tractor. But what I'm going to touch on today concerns that right there. Something I added. I do a lot of snow plowing and stuff with it. You can see the connections right there. And I had 3 different options to be able to control the swing of the snowplow. So the first option being the remotes. I do have 2 sets of remotes on the back. I do have hoses long enough that I could run from that remote up underneath the tractor up to the front so I could hook into the snowplow. The only issue I have with that is then I have to use this control to swing the snowplow left or right. And that is quite a ways away from this control, which operates the up and down of the front end loader. So I didn't really like that option. The other option I was looking into was the true third function that hooks directly into the hydraulic lines underneath. And for me personally, that seemed a little bit complicated to me. I didn't want to get that far into it. And it was just a little more expensive. So the way I went is with a diverter valve. That's what they call this here. I got this from Summit. They're all over the internet. It seemed like a pretty good deal. It was fairly easy to hook up, although I did become a shade tree expert on hydraulic lines. There's different types of hydraulic lines, different fittings. And where I live, here in Wisconsin, it's not a very easy trip for me to go to the tractor store and fit everything, so I did everything online. My first order was wrong for the fittings, so I learned quite quickly. My second order, everything came in right. And the way this hooks up is there was already one hole in the arm for the front end loader. You can see I mounted it right to it. I simply drilled another hole through the arm. As thick as that steel is, I doubt it would ever be a problem. And I just bolted it on. It comes to where you can bolt it in different positions. You can see the Summit there, the name of it. And once I figured out where I wanted it on the tractor, and I made it here, so this was where all the connections were anyway. And I put it into the tilt function of the tractor. And the control arm used to be quite a bit higher. I probably took 6 inches off to make it fit for me. Now when I ordered the diverter valve, it came with the handle and it's got the trigger on it. The trigger is what activates this, which then throws the valve onto the lines, which are these 2, that now control the swing of the snowplow. When you're not pushing that, everything works normally. So the thing with this is I can't tilt the bucket and or swing it at the same time. It's either one or the other. But that's fine with me because I don't have to take my hand off of this. And you can get pretty used to it pretty quick and make it seem like it's fairly seamless. Now when I wired it in, I had taken all the plastics off of here, and there were a couple of different connections underneath there that dead ended So when I got into the book, it actually told me that some of those electrical connections were the ones that I needed for this. So hooking it in electrically was extremely easy, because I was going to run it down into the fuse box, but this way it's already fused, factory installed basically. So that's really what I put on there, and I do like it. I've tried it out, and up front all I did is weld a little bracket onto the bracket that was already there to hold the hoses, and that's where I put them. So they're very convenient. I just pull up to the snowplow, hook it up, slap those two together, and I did make them so that one is a male, one is a female. So every time I hook it up, it's going to swing the same way when I move the controller. And total cost into this little endeavor was about $600 after I got all the fittings twice and the hoses. So I like it. It made it a lot easier to use a snowplow. So when I get 50 hours on a tractor, which is in about 10 more hours, then I'm going to go ahead and do a review of everything I like and everything I like about the tractor. Okay, thanks for watching. That's it for now.